Right, welcome everyone. Rod Moore here. I'm the CEO and founder of Leadership Skills Institute. And I just want to do this live stream here today, talk to you about something that you can do as a business owner that can help you attract more clients and grow your business. And this is something that anybody in small business can start doing, yet very few business owners actually do this. So hopefully you'll find some value in this and you'll get, I guess, a new way of looking at how you can grow your business using this technique that we're going to talk about. So the technique that I'm referring to, let me just fix my screen there. The technique I'm referring to is speaking, using speaking as a way of getting your message out to the marketplace, getting your brand recognition in the marketplace, connecting with your existing clients and people who are already familiar with your business, but maybe they're not engaging with you right now. So connecting with them in an authentic way. And more importantly, getting greater exposure into new markets where maybe you're not known, and attracting those people to want to come and work with you, and magnetizing yourself to the marketplace, which is what speaking can do. And I'll talk to you about why it's such a powerful thing. So through speaking, you can definitely go out and attract more clients and really pinpoint the ideal client for your product or service. Connect with those people, attract them to you to want to work with you, and then really, as a result of that, grow your business, grow your profits through that. So I think speaking is one of the most powerful marketing methodologies out there today. Now, I know a lot of people are engaged in social media. So when I say speaking, I'm talking about things like social media as well. I'm going to talk about a whole gamut of speaking. What I'm not talking about is turning you into a keynote speaker, like a professional speaker who gets paid to deliver speeches. I'm not covering that in this message, because speaking in the way we're going to talk about it in this video or this live stream is available to anybody. If you run a local landscape gardening business, then you could be out speaking and raising awareness for your business and making yourself attractive to the marketplace. If you're a dentist, you could be doing videos that explain dental procedures and how to set your patient's mind at ease, talk about different conditions and things that might get, I don't know anything about teeth, obviously, apart from brushing them, but you know what I mean. You could actually start doing videos and streaming and holding seminars and things like that. If you're a coach, a business coach, or a consultant of any kind, and you are not speaking on a daily basis, like doing videos or live stream, you are missing out on one of the greatest opportunities in the history of the world right now. It's not that difficult to do. It's not the technology that's the hard part. It's finding a voice, right? And being able to communicate in a way that you have passion and conviction and certainty, and you engage an audience, have that authentic connection with them. So last night I was doing a presentation to, it was about 30, 35 people in the room, and most of them were business owners. And we were talking about, it's the greatest time in history as a business owner to be able to get your message out of the marketplace. If you're a visionary leader, and you want to attract people to follow your vision and engage in your vision, right? You need to get that message into the marketplace. So there's never been a better time in history. I mean, right now I'm streaming this on Facebook, right? YouTube. And after I finish this one, I'm going to do the same presentation on Facebook. Then I'll upload that to LinkedIn, and then I've got videos that I can use on my website, and all of that's free. Everything I'm doing here is free, and it's the greatest time in history to be able to reach out and connect with a global marketplace and have those people be attracted to want to come and work with you because they find something in your message compelling, right? They find something in what you're saying that resonates with them, and they know that you could be the person to help them, right? Help them do whatever it is that you do, whatever problem you solve in your business, right? Or whatever aspiration that you help them achieve. When you get your message out of the marketplace in a clear and concise way, and you have authentic connection with people, then guess what's going to happen? They're going to be magnetized to want to come and work with you, right? So this is the greatest time in history. There's never been a time in the world where you can sit at home, right, in your home office, and with free software and free live streaming, broadcast a message, you can connect with somebody at the other side of the world who becomes a client, and you build a relationship with them, and you impact on their life, and you change their life, right? Never been a time in history like that. So here's the question: why aren't more business owners, especially those in professional services or knowledge-based industries or expert, people who are in the expert space, thought leaders, coaches, consultants, anybody in that type of business. If you're in that business, why aren't you utilizing this technology with more volition, right? If you're a web developer, why aren't you doing a daily live stream demonstrating the work that you're doing for other clients and how it's impacted their lives, and showing different ideas around what you can put on your website and what you shouldn't put, and just educating your marketplace, because people will find that magnetic and compelling. And in a world where there's, for every business category, there's 101 competitors. There's more noise than ever before, but there's very few people who are rising above the noise and speaking with conviction and being compelling force in the marketplace, sharing a vision or sharing a message that makes you stand out. And it's not that difficult to do, right? So here's the thing I said to this group last night, and they were pretty excited about what we were talking about. But what I said to them was, it's not the technology, right? Because you can figure out how to do a Facebook live stream. You can grab your mobile phone, and in the Facebook app itself on your mobile phone, depending on whether you're on iPhone or Android, in the app itself, right, you can live stream from the app. So it's not the technology. It's simple to use, right? Now, I'm doing this broadcast to YouTube using OBS Studio software. Took me a few hours to work it all out, right? But it's free. It's free software. It's free live streaming. Greatest time in the history of the world for small business owners to get their message out. What's missing? They don't know how to communicate their message in a powerful and compelling way. They don't know how to speak and be persuasive and influential. And I believe that's the number one skill you want to start learning in this day and age. As we rocket forward into the future, right, and we're talking about robotics and artificial intelligence replacing so many different professions and industries and making potentially what you do right now redundant. The one thing that artificial intelligence and robotics will never be able to replace is somebody who can connect with an audience and communicate a message in a powerful, compelling, and persuasive way. That'll never be replaced, right? If you learn that skill or master it, you can attract more clients than you need and grow your business exponentially. But it's a skill set that needs to be learned. So I'll just bring up this slide here for you to show you what we're talking about here. Okay, so one of the things that I'm doing is I'm putting together a program called Speak, Attract Clients, and Grow Your Business, because I know from experience that the way I've grown all of my business in the past has been through speaking. When I started many years ago, 15 years ago, 12 years ago, I built a very successful network marketing business, 4,500 distributors in 23 countries. We did $1.4 million in revenue in, I think, about 14 months, right? So it was a very successful venture. How did I do it? Through speaking, right? I was recording MP3s and putting them up on web, one of the very early days of putting, MP3s up on the web, on a website. I was doing teleseminars back then, and connecting with people. And through the power of the spoken word, I was able to connect with people, find the leaders that I was looking for, and build a global organization as a result of that. Had a lot of success, right? When I started my marketing consultancy, which I ran for 10 years, Profit Minute, what did I do? Well, I started speaking. I started doing a podcast, which got me my very first few clients. And then I started going to networking events and speaking to people with passion and conviction. But then I thought I'll start my own networking events, and I got up and spoke to 150 people at these networking events. At the time, they were some of the biggest networking events in the country, right? But standing on stage and speaking was the thing that made me magnetic to the marketplace. Now, obviously, you have to have something of value to share, right? You can't just go and make stuff up or share just rubbish. It has to be something of value that resonates with the marketplace. But assuming you're in business and you already have a viable product or service, then I'm assuming that you do have something that, something to say about that. You have a message about that product or service. You have stories to share about customer experiences and case studies, right? So I started my marketing consultancy business. I spoke. I spoke at other people's events and seminars. I promoted my own evening preview seminars where I'd get together 50 business owners, and I'd stand up and speak about marketing ideas. And sure enough, 4 or 5 or 6 or 10 of them would want to work with me after that event, right? And so I very quickly became quite busy doing that. And as that business progressed, YouTube started to become a thing, and video started to become possible online. So I started recording videos and started doing webinars towards the end of that business. And then I shut that business down. I took a year or 2 off, and one of my hobbies was painting, right? I love painting, and I thought to myself I'd love to share my passion of painting landscapes and seascapes for people. So what did I do? First thing I did was I went and started a TV show, right? Again, standing in front of a camera and speaking to an audience and connecting with them and inspiring them with the passion to want to learn how to paint, even if you've never painted before. And I built a whole business. 15,000 people have been through my courses online now as a result of that TV show and the video that I've done and the live streams and things like that. So I've built a number of businesses through just speaking. And I know I've worked with clients who, one of my clients, Lindsay, she was building an audience around her, but she hadn't really found that message that was going to connect with that audience. So people were naturally attracted to her, and she was attracting thousands of people to her, but she wasn't making any money from it, right? There's no point having an audience if you don't know how to monetize that and lead those people to the next step and the next step. So with Lindsay, what we did was we looked at how to package a message. So point number 1 on the screen there, right, is you've got to craft your message in a way that is going to connect with an audience and build a product suite around that message. Okay, so with Lindsay, she had a certain background where she'd been successful years in the past. She didn't think anybody would be interested in that, but when we analyzed her audience, it became obvious that she could take her past success and experience and package it up into a unique message and put it into the marketplace that she had created for herself. She became attractive to them. And all of a sudden, she's built a global business, and she's now speaking and training and coaching all around the world just with a few tweaks with her message, right? Now, she already had point number 2 there, that way. Presentation skills, she was already a great presenter. But if you're not, you need to develop presentation skills. You need to have the power to be able to speak with confidence, with conviction, with passion, and really connect with an audience with authenticity, right? So you've got to be an authentic communicator. So presentation skills, I believe, is essential in this day and age. You need to be able to speak with conviction. Now, I'm not talking about presentation skills in the corporate sense, right? Where you go and sit around a boardroom table, pardon me, and some guy gets up with a PowerPoint and he just robotically goes through, 15 PowerPoint slides and there's 20 bullet points. No. I'm talking about, speaking in a way that's engaging, that's entertaining, that connects and draws people in, that's has an emotional component to it. And all of our businesses out there, if I sat down with you and spent a day looking at you and your business and what your message should be, all of you have a message contained within your business. You probably just can't see it right now. Sometimes in business we're too close to what we're doing, right, to be able to see where we can make those tweaks. I had another client, she was running a women's networking group, and she would get together with these group of business women, and she was a very charismatic speaker person, and so she filled out her events, no problem at all. Business women flocked to these networking events. I had a sit-down dinner, and it was a really amazing thing that she set up, but she wasn't monetizing it, and she couldn't see the couple of tweaks she needed to make in her business model to be able to turn that from a networking event she broke even on, right, to the next month she did $20,000 because I worked with her and just made a couple of tweaks, right? So you need to have the right message. You need to be good at presenting. And then the third thing is if you choose to use speaking as the vehicle to market your business, and I highly recommend this, right? I recommend that if you are in business today, speaking as a vehicle to market your business is, it's the best thing you can do right now. It helps you rise above all the noise and clutter. If you go on LinkedIn and look at the news stream, right, or Facebook, or Twitter, or anywhere, it's just inundated with business owners pumping out content because everyone thinks content is the key to marketing your business in social media. It's not, right? Content's important. What's most important, though, is your ability to be able to connect with the audience through social media. And those people who create an authentic emotional bond and connection are the ones who rise to the top. not the ones who create the most interesting or compelling content necessarily, right? Video, live stream, webinars, and in-person speaking to an audience, one-to-many, is the most brilliant leveraged business marketing system ever, and we've got the best tools in history to be able to do this, right? So there's a whole way of looking at speaking as a marketing vehicle. So just a couple of ideas, right? I mentioned before that I have self-promoted my own evening preview seminars where I'd get together my target market for a couple of hours, I'd do a presentation and I'd excite them about the possibilities, I'll show them how to solve their problems, and a reasonable percentage of the room would then want to work with me, right? So that's one model. Another model is to put on a webinar where you promote the webinar and you get people to come along to a webinar and you speak to them on the webinar, right? Another model is to do a weekly video training like I'm doing right now, or a daily one. The technology is there for us to do a daily one right now. So that's another model. Productizing your knowledge through online video courses is another model of how you can speak and connect with an audience, attract more people to you, and grow your business. There's so many opportunities right now. The thing is, you've just got to make that decision that you are going to be somebody who connects with an audience through the power of speaking and find your voice, right? So first thing is you need to craft a compelling, unique message that resonates with a marketplace and attracts them to you, right? There's a story that I heard, and I can't remember who told it to me, but it really struck a chord with me. And it was about the way most people do business. If you're a small business owner, you might be able to relate to this. Most small business owners are like bees. They're buzzing all around the place. They're buzzing around delivering their service or their product to their clients. They're buzzing around the office troubleshooting and putting out fires and dealing with staff and admin issues. And then they're buzzing around going to networking events and trying to get clients and doing advertising. And they're just busy bees buzzing around all the time. Then there are other business owners, and this is the path I chose to go down, who are more like the flower. Right? The flower doesn't run around all over town being actively doing all this stuff, right, and using up a lot of energy. The flower concentrates on one thing. The flower concentrates on creating the best pollen it possibly can. Because when you create the best pollen, you attract all the bees to you, right? So there's two different paths you can go down. And I really believe that if you understand the idea of putting yourself in a position where you attract the market to you, then you can dramatically change the way you go about business, right? That doesn't mean you don't have to market, you don't have to sell, you have to do all those things, right? But it's the attitude and the philosophy that you come from is what makes a difference. And all of that's packaging up a compelling, unique message that connects with your marketplace. Having the presentation and the speaking skills to be able to make that connection. Right? You don't want to be a boring speaker. You don't want to put people to sleep, right? You want to be an interesting, entertaining, energetic speaker that people just go, wow, I've got to listen to this guy. I've got to follow what he's telling me, and I've got to learn from him and work with him to grow my business, right? Yeah, that's the type of speaker that you want to be. You can learn that. Even if you're, look, I'll tell you my story on another live stream soon, but I was a very shy, introverted person. I grew up with speaking impediments and lisps, and I didn't know how to connect with people. It's a learnable skill. Learning how to be a great speaker is a learnable skill, right? Now, I'm not saying that I'm a great speaker necessarily. I'm good. I've learned to be good through gathering together some learnable skills and just practicing it and doing it over and over. Anybody can do that, including you. I don't care how introverted and afraid of speaking you are right now to a group. You can learn the skills, right? And then the third thing is understanding how to use speaking as a marketing vehicle. There's different models that you can use, and learning the strategy behind each of those models is obviously pretty critical. You don't want to try and learn it on your own. Come to my speaking class, right? You don't want to try and learn those models through trial and error. If you can learn them from somebody who's made those mistakes, right, and has refined the strategy and can show you the fast track, that's the smart way to do. Now, I was a bit stubborn and a bit pig-headed, I decided to create a TV show knowing nothing about it, right? And I went on and created 2 different TV shows of 12 episodes each that broadcast all around Australia and New Zealand. I made a ton of mistakes, and if I'd had a mentor to follow, who could have guided me, I could have got much better results, right? So don't reinvent the wheel. Don't try and create the strategy yourself with no knowledge. Find somebody who can help you, right? So speak. If you learn to speak, you get a unique message and you put it out in the marketplace, you will definitely attract clients and grow your business. So if you're interested in finding out more, get in contact. Come and visit our website, leadershipskills.institute, and I'll show you how to do just that very thing.